Once we put the team together, we sat down and tried to clarify and define the problems. The problems were multifaceted, but boiled down to some basic things. First of all, in polo, the players want to be very far forward on the horse. It allows them to be quick, it allows them to be closer to the action, and as a result, everybody's been placing the saddles up on the horse's shoulder, and that's causing all kinds of problems. It's causing bursitis because the shoulder isn't meant to carry weight. It's restricting the movement of the shoulder because the shoulder moves forward and hits the saddle and hurts the horse. It's causing chiropractic misalignment. It's taking the natural fit and contour of the panels away, so it's riding on the shoulder and on the back and with bridging with a space in between. All this stuff is limiting the horse's ability to act naturally and to carry the rider's weight and comfort.
Most saddles actually are fitted forward on the horse, and they are not actually conformed to do that. So you get a bridging element involved where the saddle actually sits on the angle of the shoulder and sits on the rear of the dorsal spine, which actually brings two pressure points to bear, increasing pain on the seat area and on the front on the shoulder angle. This actually makes the horse invert. My first view of the ongoing shape of the saddles was that it was made mostly flat, and a flat shape of the panel, when it meets the round-shaped loin, puts a pressure point that is not desirable from the chiropractic point of view, because it increases the pressure on an area where there shouldn't be any pressure. Once you have these pressure points stimulated by the wrong use of the saddle, the end result being pain, the horse actually arcs its back negatively. It sways the back, and the loin muscles don't develop. Therefore, there's a weakness on the top line and a large amount of pain on the angle of the shoulder, which ends up with a known disease of the horse's shoulder, which is bursitis of the angle of the shoulder. Most polo ponies that are being rubbed on by the saddle will develop this bursitis, and that actually enhances the problem of swaying the horse's back and not developing the loin areas. This area is the angle of the shoulder, and the saddle shouldn't be leaning on top of it. The old models of saddles tend to be set by the riders on top of the shoulder angle. This area is not supposed to be touched and rubbed on. And as you can see, this structure here has inflamed, has gotten bigger, and it is not supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be a flat structure. The fact that it's gotten bigger means that it's inflamed, so when you put pressure on it, there is pain. The horse reacts with pain, and it is caused by the fact that the saddle was displaced forward.
Horses are very sensitive to pain, and they react to pain in a way that they shut themselves off. The caring of the pain has been followed by veterinarians, by chiropractors, by trainers, by riders, by saddle feeders for many, many years. And it's an issue that we take very serious. We really work hard to have the horse comfortable on his back so he can perform the best of his abilities. The real challenge was to keep the rider in a forward position on top of the horse, but without putting weight on the shoulder of the horses. And we're very proud to see that we did achieve that goal.
Secondly, we knew from the chiropractors that horses' backs change. When you put a saddle that fits properly on it, that their back is going to start to develop musculature and a top line.
When we use a saddle that adds pressure points where they don't belong, such as the pressure points on the angle of the shoulder and the pressure points at the end of the saddle and the seat area only, without distributing evenly all of these points, the result is an inversion of the dorsal line. There is a spasm created by the pain caused by the pressure, and the horse stops developing the loin muscles. So these psoas muscles get atrophic. You see atrophy of this area. When you change the procedure and use a saddle that actually fits perfectly, the muscles will grow back up and will give the horse the proper amount of strength for that particular anatomy.
We knew we had to, that when we made a saddle that fit, their musculature was going to change, so we had to make it adjustable in that regard. The tree's the foundation of the saddle, and if you don't have a tree that conforms with the horse's back, you end up inadvertently putting pressure points on the horse. And also we knew that we had to have the basic fit concepts that have been proven in dressage, a wider gullet, panels that fit on the proper place on the horse's back, adjustability in the panels, the right material in the panels, etc. That was our objective. We knew we had to solve those problems. And in the PoloGear Nick Roldan Elite saddle, we have done that and had remarkable results.